62-50, 354 to go. DeSales on top.
12-point lead. DeSales by 12. Damon White. Jump hook is good.
He shot one from the other side with the left hand just a moment ago. He can go either side equally as well. Good shot.
It's a 10-point lead. It was up to 20 at one time. Jerry Dennis, baseline, back out on top to Baker.
There's Ben Chickerella down on one knee. Top of the screen.
Vince, red-faced again, yelling out instructions to his ball players. Jerry Dennis, fake, drive. And this foul is against Mike Duffy, I believe.
I really think Jerry Dennis wanted to make that pass off to the wing, but the lane was closed off. As a result, he seemed to have the ball a little bit rolled back in a passing position as opposed to the shooting position. He just couldn't get enough on the shot to get it over the rim.
If the foul is against Mike Duffy, that'll be his fourth. That is his fourth personal foul. And the clock is stopped with 3 minutes and 17 seconds to go. A 10-point ball game. The Broncos have cut into DeSales' lead. At one point, it was a 20-point lead. In the second quarter, DeSales outscored Dayton Jefferson 22-7. But then Dayton Jefferson came back and outscored DeSales 20-8 in the third quarter. And now it's a 10-point ball game, and with 3:17 to go, we've seen enough basketball in the last 3 days, Joe Sunderman, to know that 10 points, 3 minutes and 17 seconds adds up to practically nothing. 3 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in this Class AA championship game. It's a 10-point ball game right now, but let us remind you again, just moments ago, it was a 20-point ball game, so anything can happen. At the line, Troy Gates. He had 4 points in yesterday's ball game against Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. That's his third point of today's game, and DeSales' lead has been cut to 9 points. Vince Chickerella has taken a seat on the bench again. Ben Waterman is doing the same for Dayton Jefferson. Both of them good.
The two regional final games in the state semifinals that DeSales won were all won by 1 point.
That's right.
So maybe they're not used to the prosperity. They like those close games.
There's Waterman giving instructions to his ball club as the lead is down to 8 points. Trap in the backcourt. Knocked out of bounds, and DeSales will hold on to it. Remember, there is no shot clock in high school basketball, but you still have to get the ball across the timeline in 10 seconds, and you have to put it in from out of bounds in 5 seconds. Long pass up court to Mark Newton.
That's a great way to avoid the traps. Go over the top of that zone long distance.
Beatrice, no good. Rodell Guest with the rebound. It's an 8-point lead. If Jefferson scores here, they could cut it to 6. From the corner. No good. Oh! How about that? There's a power move that I have never seen before. Almost like a lob. At midcourt, Haynes saved it. Knocked loose. Picked up by Dayton Jefferson. It's a 6-point ball game. This could bring it down to 4 with 2.5 minutes to go. Nathan Craig, no good. Rebound, Mark Newton.
A foul. A foul inside on Nathan Craig, so back to the free throw line for DeSales. They lead 62-56. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to play here before we decide who will be the state champion in AA.
I hope we have on replay that shot of Rodell Guest, because there is, watch this. Here he comes. Oh, put that one in the textbook.
You're right, Jimmy. That was, you couldn't throw a lob any better than that. The ball hit the front rim and just sort of hung up there. And probably the only player in the court that could get up that high to handle it was Rodell Guest, and he certainly did handle it.
That was the 4th foul on Nathan Craig as Mark Newton is at the line. That one is good. Newton with 3 points, all here in the second half. We're down to the nitty-gritty. 2.5 minutes to go. 63-56. DeSales leading Dayton Jefferson for the Class AA championship. Both of them good. 2 clutch free throws by Mark Newton, a 6'3" senior, off the bench. Here's Body. Back inside. Nathan Craig. Good.
Nathan Craig.
18 points for Nathan Craig. Beatrice in the backcourt is fouled. Damon White commits the foul. That's his first of the game. What does that indicate to you, Joe, as up-tempo, as physical as the game has been? Everybody in this lineup has committed a foul except Gates, and he just now picks up, or Damon White, and he just now picks up his first personal foul.
You know, it really depends upon your coach's philosophy. Perhaps he's not taking enough chances, but on the other hand, it's possible that his man that he's responsible for is not handling the ball very often, because often Nathan Craig has been guarding Jerry Dennis, and Jerry Dennis beats the press very often just one-on-one. So his man's maybe not involved that much in the offense, so you don't get the opportunity to make the steals and commit the fouls.
Okay, very good. Matt Batrus at the line, 65-58 to Sales with 2 minutes and 17 seconds to go. Second one is good. 66-58, an 8-point ball game. But 8 points, the way these teams are playing, means nothing. Troy Gates, long range. Terrell Mabry with the rebound for Dayton Jefferson. Nathan Craig, soft shot is good.
Well, he can either dribble right or dribble left, stop and pop it, and he is excellent percentage-wise in the second half on those type of shots.
And he seems to shoot better under pressure than he does any other way. He can shoot stopping off the dribble. He can shoot from a running mode. He just is good in every phase of the ball game.
You know, that's something else about styles of shooting. Certain players do shoot better if you give them time to set up. Another guy you can let set up, and he's much better off if he gets a chance to dribble and gets bumped a little bit. And that's when he hits the most shots. Difficult to say why.
Troy Gates with his second personal, and at the line once again is Jerry Dennis. 66-60, a 6-point ball game. 67-60, a 7-point ball game.
Detail number 20, Brian Wallace.
Jerry Dennis is 8 for 8 at the line here in the second half. Mark Newton leaves the ball game. He's replaced by Brian Wallace. I believe Desales has its starting lineup back in there once again. The lineup they started with: Batrus, Duffy, Wallace, Dennis, and Haynes. That one is no good. It's a 67-60 ball game. Here's Damon White. Stop, pop, no good. Terrell Mabry gets the shot, no good. Rodell gets it. Rodell comes up with the shot. It's a 5-point ball game. And a foul in the backcourt against number 15, Troy Gates.
A minute, 37 seconds to go.
Just what Ben Waterman did not want them to do at that point, because the way Desales is shooting free throws, he did not want a foul there, and to send them back to score more points while the clock is stopped. There you see Ben Waterman holding his brow.
Number 54, Mark Newton.
He does not look as though he is 65 years old.
He's in great shape. Maybe it's that coaching basketball every day during the winter. He gets up and down the court and keeps him in great physical shape.
And keeps him young with these young kids, as it does with Vince Chickerella, who is 57. Dennis back at the line, 9 for 9 in the second half now at the free throw line.
He's 9 out of 9 in the second half from the line. He is a real clutch ball player. He handles the ball under pressure. He's made the big defensive plays, making the free throws when they need them.
68-62, a minute 37 seconds to go.
He handles the ball so much it's difficult to foul anybody else.
I'm going to change that. He's now 9 out of 10. He missed just a moment ago. Pass taken away by Mike Duffy.
Big steal.
Big steal by Duffy.
Minute 24 to go.
Dennis starts in, brings it back out.
Jefferson's going to have to foul.
They're going to have to foul him to get a hold of the ball. Batrus down to a minute 13.
Desales with a 7-point lead.
Newton to Jerry Dennis. Darren starts in. Gets the shot. No good. Tries it again. Taken down by Desales, or by Dayton Jefferson. Nathan Craig. Good. Nathan Craig giving a demonstration just as he did yesterday under a minute to go. A 5-point ball game.
Dayton Jefferson wanted a timeout on the bench. They couldn't contact any players on the floor, so they don't get it.
69-64. 40 seconds to go. Matt Batrus to Mark Newton. Back out to Dennis.
Dayton Jefferson needs the foul.
Dennis to Duffy. No good. Out of bounds to Dayton Jefferson with 29 seconds to go. 26 seconds to go.
Dayton Jefferson wants that timeout. At least Ben Waterman does. Maybe he's changed his mind now. He's not going to take it.
He's yelling instructions out to them. I don't think he's calling for the timeout. He may be saving that timeout in case it gets down to a 3-point ball game here, and then take the timeout.
DeSales 69.
Matt Batris is injured up here at the other end of the court, and the official looking at him now. Batris down in a hunched position.
It looks like they're looking at his left knee. Maybe his thigh. Maybe he's got a cramp in the thigh. That would be very conceivable. They played, it's their second game in 2 days, and the pace of these games have been just simply draining.
The way he's walking, I would say that he has a cramp in that left leg.
The score is DeSales 69. Dayton Jefferson Broncos 64. 26 seconds to go in the ball game.
They're attending to Batris on the bench now. I think that's what it is, Joe. The way they're working that leg, it looks like he has a cramp in that leg.
He had a shot there just a moment ago of Ben Waterman. It appears he likes the strategy you suggested, Jimmy. Score the 2 points, then call the timeout.
Then call the timeout. If he gets it down to 3, then he can set up his strategy again. 69-64. The clock down to 23 seconds.
All right, what he wanted here actually is to cross the half-court line and call the timeout.
Then call the timeout. So Ben Waterman called the timeout. Matt Batris still has the ice pack applied to his left leg over on the bench as Ben Waterman talks with his ball players. Clock is stopped with 22 seconds to go. Here's Nathan Craig. High lob to Rodell Guest. Goes baseline. Gets the shot. Rebound to Mike Duffy. And he is fouled immediately. That stops the clock down at 14 seconds, and Duffy will go to the line. Duffy has not been at the line yet today.
Duffy's just a junior, 6'4", 185 pounds, did a nice job protecting the ball after he grabbed the rebound.
Foul was against Troy Body. That was his 4th.
I like what Rodell Guest tried to do. He got the basketball, tried to penetrate in close to the basket to get the high percentage shot, but perhaps draw that foul and maybe gather a 3-point play.
All right, Blankenship is coming back in for DeSales, replacing Mark Newton, probably for ball handling ability.
Mike Duffy at the line for DeSales.
I think that Batris is through for the afternoon. They've still got the ice pack applied to his leg. And Mike Duffy at the line. He has 10 points. His first time at the line. Gets his own rebound.
Wisely takes it back.
9 seconds. Back out to Dennis. To Blankenship. Cross court to Haynes. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. To Blankenship. And a foul at midcourt. Foul at midcourt. Clock is stopped with 1 second to go. Jubilation on the DeSales bench right now. There's Vince Chickerella.
Jefferson foul number 15, Gate.
A dejected Ben Waterman on the Dayton Jefferson bench. He lost in the Class A final to Columbus Worley last year, 72-58. This year, Dayton Jefferson jumps up to a AA school, and it appears that Ben Waterman, with 2 straight trips to the state final, will go home with 2 losses.
He's a great coach. It's tough to come here twice and go home both time runner-up, but I'm sure he's proud of his team. But at the moment, I'm sure it's awful hard to swallow.
They called the intentional foul on number 14, Troy Body. That was his 5th. And that's why Jerry Dennis is at the line all by himself, shooting 2 with the clock stopped with 1 second to go. Dennis. 10 out of 11 at the free throw line this second half. And with 1 second to go, look at Vince Chickerella clearing the bench. Before time is back in, he'll clear his bench.
He wants to give his starters a chance to receive that standing ovation, which they deserve.
And also give the subs a chance to say, I played in a state tournament championship game and came home with that title. 70-64 the score, as Dennis will shoot another one. And this one is good.
I'll tell you right now, the fellas that just came in the ball game, they're in the best position to celebrate their victory in a matter of a second here.
They're out there on the floor when all heck is going to break loose here in a minute. Number 10, Mike Motil, will inbounds the ball. And it's all over. 71-64. The new Class AA champions of the state of Ohio.
Well, you can see
the Stallions of Columbus Desales. And look at Vince Chickerella and Bakeris.
Tears of happiness right there.
And there's Pat Rossetti, the school principal, in that striped sweater. Tears of happiness at one end, tears of sadness at the other end, as now Dayton Jefferson, in a very good sportsmanship style, comes out to congratulate the new state champions. Ben Waterman, dejected, needless to say, is heading back for the dressing room. He has lost 2 state championship games in 2 years. A fine gentleman, a good coach, a great coach.
A great example for young men to follow. Been in the coaching business a long time, does a tremendous job. Vince Chickerella, you saw right there, receiving some hugs. Did a fantastic job with his ball club. They really controlled the tempo in the first 2 quarters of the ball game, and that's when they built the lead that actually they hung on to win the ball game, just simply through basically controlling the tempo, running the pattern offense, shooting very fine percentage in the first half, about 54% on long-range jump shots. Then Jerry Dennis did the rest in the second half, having a great line. They have a great game from the free throw line.
Greg Johnson.
Jerry Dennis had 26 points, 16 and 21 from the free throw line. Thank you, Mark Wagner.
And head coach Vince Chickerella.
Coach Chickerella, members of the Desales basketball team, turn around and face those great fans you have. Coach, been around a long time, but I'll tell you one thing. 1987 state AA boys basketball champions, you'll never forget. Gentlemen, what a great game. Basketball at its best. You should feel very, very proud. I'm sure your community and your high school, St. Francis de Sales, will never forget this day. Congratulations.
We're back at the University of Dayton Fieldhouse with the championship DeSales Stallions holding that trophy high. We hope that you'll be back with us tonight at 8 o'clock on many of these same stations for the Class AAA championship game between Dunbar and Canton-McKinley. Dayton Dunbar and Canton-McKinley. Final score here was DeSales 71, the Dayton Jefferson Broncos 64. For Joe Sunderman, Andy McWilliams, our statistician Mark Wagner, and all of the TV crew for a great job. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. Jimmy Crum reporting. Good luck and so long, everybody.